And good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Jedi Academy. I am Ranger J 1999. Glad to have everybody here. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. If you're new and you're wondering what the hell is this is the Jedi Academy. This is where we bring the best and the brightest of YouTubers and game changers together to answer your questions. This is a Q&A show, and how does it work? Well, you basically put your question into the chat, and make sure when you do that, you put question in there. I am going solo again because Finn sucks. I just want to throw that out there. And I will be scooping up all the questions, so bear with me. Doing the best I can on triple duty today. So put your question in the chat. Make sure you put question in front of the statement, and I will get those scooped up. And I'm going to get these to our wonderful panel of people, and let's introduce those right now. Before we do, make sure you hit the like button on this video. If you haven't subscribed, please do. If you haven't checked out our Patreon, check out our Patreon. Yada yada yada. Okay, got that all knocked out. All right, let's introduce everybody. First of all, my partner in crime, who I think is at the gas station getting gas, the troll extraordinaire, Dr. Affinity.
That's right, I suck.
You do suck. Anything else you'd like to add?
That's fine.
That's science, okay. Also joining us from across the pond, we've got the one and only Mike Hunt is here.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Caught me out there. I wasn't expecting to be announced this early. I was taking a swig of coffee.
Oh, well, I mean, you know.
I'm trying to wake up.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I'm drinking coffee in large copious amounts at the moment. Also joining us, we've got, she's back. It's been a while, but we've got her back, and we're glad that she is back finally. We've got Jedi Master Dastra's here. Yay!
Good morning.
Good.
Yes, I'm still alive.
Yes, people were wondering, like, did she leave the show? God. Like, no, man, she's the holidays, man. She's, oh, good Lord. No. Like, yes, you caught me. I killed Jedi Dastra. I went Sith on her. You caught me. We're glad to have you back, Lady Dastra.
Well, that got dark awfully quick.
Well, I'm a Sith. You're a Jedi. This shit happens. I don't know what to tell you. Goddamn.
Are you saying I'm a Force ghost? I'm just gonna haunt you forever?
Can a Force ghost haunt a Sith? I don't think so. That's a good question. Also joining us, we got the two knuckleheads for Operation Metaverse. First, we've got good old Maurice. Good old Maurice, are you there, buddy?
Yeller.
Yep, and I think he's trying to get some coffee into his gut as well, right?
I'm here. I'm ready to rock and roll.
See, that's what it's all about. And last but not least, all the way up from Canada, drinking coffee as well, using that maple syrup and living in the snow. Good old T Money G.
Good morning.
Mm-hmm. How much maple syrup have you had already?
Not a dang drop.
Well, you're slacking.
This is my motto.
To not drink maple syrup before a certain time?
Well, you're slacking.
Oh, that you're slacking? Yeah. I'm just shocked you're here on time, T-Money. Usually you like to sleep in a little bit and show up fashionably late. It's kind of your thing.
I know. Well, I did slide into home right at 7:59, so my time.
So you've been up all night having fun.
Not quite all night, but I was up quite late, yeah.
See, even in Canada, they like to rock out. All right, so go ahead and get your questions in, guys, and we will go ahead and get those scooped up. I'm sure they're already popping in as we speak. So, what's the big news this week? Well, we're getting the Millennium Falcon, and we're going to need the bounty hunter ships. And anybody have any thoughts? Okay, well, nobody likes the Millennium Falcon. No. Okay, well.
It's nice that we only need 4 ships.
T-Money. Okay, T-Money, you have to, there's 4. one bounty hunter ships. Two bounty hunter ships. I should do that. Be like the count and have T-Money next to me. All right, T-Money, let's count the ships.
Do you think that should go under spoiler alert?
What?
any 4 bounty hunter ships would indicate that there, as whoever wrote it knows that there are more than 4 of them. Or is that just me and actually literally taking the literal?
Well, they also
meaning
are
of
giving
that?
us a capital ship. I wonder if it's going to be one of the 4 we have, or a new capital ship. Wink, wink. Anybody? Huh? Little nudge there, Mikey.
New gun
Yeah.
right, baby.
Mm-hmm. Little sneaky peeky.
Who would it be? Who would it be for? To align with canon, like.
Well, this is not a
Vader's cap ship, wouldn't it? Like, could it be that we're getting just a special one-off for this event, Vader's capital ship? Like, that would be pretty.
I just don't think it'll fit on the screen. All we would get was like the very tip of the ship because it's that big.
You're only getting the tip because it's too big.
Wait a minute. I didn't think that statement through before I said it. It's it wouldn't fit the screen. There we go. Ha ha! See, I cleaned it up. Science. God. I don't know what ship if they do sneak a new capital ship in. I don't know what it's going to be. It could be.
Whose Imperial cruiser did all the bounty hunters meet to decide to go after Han? Because
I think it was Vader's ship. But I don't think a Star Destroyer is a certain size. I mean, that ship, I mean, you can fit like a buttload of Star Destroyers into that ship. That's how big it is. So, I mean, if you remember in Empire, you saw the size of, you're like, okay, the Empire's not messing around anymore. Oh, the Rebels are basically hosed, so that's going to happen. God.
big long ships and giant ball space stations. And they should have had 2 Death Stars and a giant thing.
So, has everybody got their bounty hunter ship ready? I do not, and I'm not even bothering. I've got too much other crap that I'm farming, and I'm just not even gonna try. Does anybody else have at least 5-star ships to do the unlock?
I finished mine yesterday. Just put the video out. I am prepared for a 7-star MILF.
Oh wow, it's even 7.
Oh, nice.
It's not even 5, but
Very
7.
nice.
Wow.
You call it a MILF?
The Millennium Falcon. He calls it the MILF.
Yeah, the Han Chewie Millennium Falcon is the MILF. It's the one that everyone wants.
All right.
What are you calling it then? I mean, otherwise you're going to be calling it a very long name.
I'm catching up on the lingo. I dig
The
it.
Millennium I'd like to fly.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, got him.
Oh.
What about you? I know Finn has his ready for 5-star unlock. Anybody else?
I need about 60 shards for 2,000 to get them all to 6-star. If I do, great. If not, oh well. Yeah. I'm not gonna go nuts on it. I mean, it's just a ship.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know.
Lady Dastra?
Yeah, I'll for sure get the 6-star. I don't know if I'll get 7-star or not. We'll see how long the event lasts and how lucky I am on the shard drops. And it'll also depend on the kit. I'm willing to bet it will have something disgusting there. And my fleet arena can be pretty crazy sometimes. So if I only do get a 6-star, I'm sure it'll still be very powerful. But I'm hoping that maybe I can still sneak in that 7-star at the end.
T-Money.
Yes, I've got mine to 5 stars, and
That's really all you need.
Yeah, that's where I'm sitting at right now. I got the Chimera at 5 stars the first time, I do believe, and so that was a close one for me, and turned out well. Was very usable at 5 stars. Most of the legendaries are, so that's kind of where I'm sitting. Not super into a panic farm right now, so I'm gonna
not even gonna panic farm, and you shouldn't either. If you get a 5 stars, great. It's a ship. Ships at that level and stars do really, really well. I.e., look at Anakin's ship. That little turd, 4 stars is wrecking. So,
Well, we were
At
all
3
running.
stars it wrecked.
yeah,
I was going to say we all ran TIE Reaper at 3-star, and back in the day when that ship was the OP ship.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
you're right. Ships is the one area where you can actually legitimately go lower star. I mean, there's 1 or 2 characters that have bucked the trend, but most of them you do need to really max up before standing any chance of having them viable.
Yeah, but you gotta get ready for that ship raid, right?
Yeah, that's what I do think that they're going to throw at us. I think that just like the Chimera has a requirement, I mean, the requirement is 5 stars. I'm curious if the requirement for something that they add in as a little bonus for having this ship is 6 or 7 stars. So just, fuel the panic a little bit.
I mean, you gotta know something is coming like right after the ship too. They love to release one thing and then just a little bit later they'll throw something else at you, or so we'll see.
That's why I'm staying on target. Forget that crap. Not falling for that. I'm saving up. I'm hoarding everything, and I'm farming who I'm farming, and I'm working on the Carousel team. I am not getting off target. Screw that crap. I'll get Falcon next time. Because once I get these characters done that I'm working on, I can easily go start farming ships. Because I'll be in a really good spot with my lineup. But no. All right.
I was really hoping they would have kept the text at 3 bounty ships were needed. Because I really didn't want to keep farming the egg. I did not want to level that one.
Mm-hmm.
It's got good abilities. It's going to be interesting to see how we're going to work it in. I mean, it hits breached targets and whatnot. It might come into its own. You never know in this tournament. But then, then it'll go in arena and flop. Yeah. Okay. Oh,
yeah,
shush.
that's what I meant. Like arena specifically. No one in my arena uses it.
Let's see. Anything else happening? No, we're getting ready for this. Territory Wars. I'm not bringing up that old wound again. We've beaten that horse to death and then lit it on fire. Let's see. Anything else going on this week in news? Well, I'm getting all the questions. I think that was just the
B-28 went into farming.
Oh, wow.
What we've always wanted, right?
See, yeah. I mean, the only thing is, of course, is the Geos have kind of dropped away.
I'm still seeing Geos as a part of. They're not straight up. I've only seen. I think there's one guy running Geos still straight up in my fleet chart, but the Geos with Hound's Tooth in the starting lineup. Soldier and Spy with in fact your first reinforcement coming off with Hound's Tooth. That's still being used a lot in my shard. I don't know about everybody else.
I've got some of the naughty ones, some which run Soldier and some FAC, and bring in Spy as the first reinforcement.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah,
sure.
That is a nasty one with the false taunt.
Yeah, that's a great workaround, the Hound's Tooth and such.
Although Gauntlet or Plow or anything like that dispels it immediately.
Yeah, Cassian's Ewing is the MVP right now, I think, in ships. That ship is amazing. Like, haha, I come in, remove all your buffs. Haha, you lose.
Yeah, that was like my go-to reinforcement ship. But now I'm running Mace, so I don't need to.
I run it specifically against Mace. As soon as I see someone with Mace,
Mace.
like, you want to use Mace. Oh. That's nice. Here's Cassian's Ewing.
I shudder every time I see them. It's like, oh, really?
I think that's why you need 2 fleets. If you want to leave Mace on defense, that's fantastic. But on offense, I specifically have like my lineup that's like, all right, timeout team, be damned. I've got something for your monkey butt. All right, we're starting to get the questions coming in. Let's start doing it. Finn, are you still there? Are you getting gas and eating Twinkies? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm here.
Okay. Do you want to answer a question, or are you driving? Are you able to, or I don't want you.
I'm driving, but I can answer a question.
Okay, let's start with Finn, since he is driving in the great. Where are you right now? Virginia?
I just crossed into Virginia. Correct.
Oh my God! All right. So, question. Let's see. This is from Acheron. Question: what's the optimal turn order for Jawas in PvP?
Okay, so the optimal turn order is you need Jawa Engineer to be your fastest because he feeds turn meter, and then you want Nebit to be fast as well because you want to get the taunt off. Scavenger needs to be tanky because he needs to be alive because every time they attack a Jawa, they'll get thermal detonators stacked on top of them. And then you want to try and get some potency on Dashka and Jawa because they are going to be stunning potentially even non-droid targets. So basically, and then you can go with whichever lead. I kind of like Dashka every now and then in lead, but you can go with Nebit lead as well. It's mainly Nebit and Jawa Engineer that you worry about. The other ones are more on their side. But you do want to try and get Jawa and Dashka fast. Scavenger is really the only one that doesn't need to.
All right. Let's see here. Next question will go to you, Mike. This is from Fat Tony 99. Hey, how you doing? Question: how many of you are going for a 7-star OT Millennium Falcon this time around? And if so, how prepared were you to do, or do you have to panic farm spending? Well, you know what? We just answered that question, so let's get another one. We just went around the corn and answered that, so there you go. Let's get you another one.
I was tapping the refreshes though as soon as IG went on the mode.
Okay, let's see here. Well, let's go. There's a question to see. What the hell?
Yeah.
What the hell?
What the hell's going on here? Who the hell is that? Is that Warrior? Warrior!
Scissor Man.
Scissor Man. I don't know what you talking about.
Hey, Scissor Man!
This is your boy, Scissor Man Warrior. Look, everybody, it's Scissor Man Warrior. Are you driving too, Scissor Man Warrior? Like Finn? Are you at home?
No, I am off today. I know, a weekend
Sweet
and off.
Baby
crazy.
Jesus. What will you do with your life?
It's crazy. Well, I'm making videos. I'm working on my pillar system. I'm doing stuff around the house, doing contracts because I'm moving, all sorts of stuff.
Oh, wow. You're busy day. All right. So let me add you to the queue for questions here. Just do that. All right. Mike, question for you. What else 73 says, question, don't we all want a 7-star MILF?
I think that we do. I don't think anyone's even making it a secret. If you could have a 7-star MILF, why wouldn't you?
I mean, we don't know the kit yet, so but I think it's going to be a good ship. But I still think 5 stars is all you need.
Yeah, no, I agree. 5-star should be awesome. And kit-wise, I mean, after the Landino Falcon and just how good that is, I mean, that is such a clutch ship. Calling it in, if you can, I mean, although AI is playing it sneakily and bringing it in, and it constantly manages to get the turn meter or whatever, the RNG to dispel your tanks and whatnots, and decimates. So the hope is that with these two pilots, both of which have Zetas, and most of us have got the Zetas on them. I mean, that's the second part of the gift, isn't it? Is that we've all worked on these tunes. These tunes are, the two crew members are integral to most of our gameplays and squads, that we've already worked on them and geared them, and we can hit the ground running or hit the sky flying.
There you go. I see what you did there. All right. Next question for Lady Adastra, one specifically for you from Durgan. Question for Dasha. When I unlock Revan this time around, should I gear him or wait for a better Sith to gear instead?
Ah, jeez.
Welcome back, Adastra.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure everyone knows my answer here. Yes, gear Revan. I don't care what's showing up next. He's still going to be very powerful. And yes, I mean, I'm terrified, honestly, at what they're gonna release next because of this escalation pattern they have going. Like what kind of insane kit is gonna be coming to us next
I know.
to counter Traya and Revan. But
7
Revan
Zetas.
will still be able to just take on anything, I feel like. Like his kit is just so involved that he'll be able to stand up to pretty much anything in the future, I feel like. Unless maybe if it's a direct counter to him, then maybe. But you'll still want him in general, territory wars, raiding. Yeah, that's an easy raid team right there. You just on auto you can get millions. It's pretty ridiculous. So yes, I don't care. Gear Revan. You've been saving up for him. You're preparing for him. I assume you have gear and Zeta's ready to go. So go for it.
There you go. All right, next question for good old Maurice. I hope you got your coffee in you and breakfast cereals and stuff. This is from Apropos Wooin. For good old Maurice. Question: any chance there'll be a change to the mod sell screen to allow us to choose what stat to not be shown, so we can look for mods with no speed to sell? That screen is a horrible way to find mods.
I agree with you. If you're just talking about the sell mod screen.
Yeah, you can't filter anything really.
No, you can't. You can you can filter by slot and by set. That's usually how I do it. Like for instance, after this assault battle we just had, we just get tons and tons and tons and tons of blue health mods. You take them up to level 6, see what you get, and then if you want to sell them, you can sort by slot and by the set. So just do like square health, and you'll see all the ones you just got. And generally, your level 6 and stuff will be on the first little row. Like, so your lowest tier mods will be all right there. You can just get rid of them all quickly and then move on. But yes, I would definitely love to see the same filtering system within the sell feature. But that's kind of I don't think that's too high on the priority list for them. I would hope it's not.
If you click on the right hand filter, which has speed on it, and select speed, it shows you all the non-speeds first.
Mm-hmm. What they could do is just simply add a sell button. Like if you click on the mod where it says slice, upgrade, you can just put a sell button there. You can just sell it directly from your inventory. That would be helpful.
That would be very helpful.
Yeah.
And until you've had too much maple syrup, and then you start selling everything by mistake.
Hey.
Yeah. Gotta be careful.
Such thing as too much maple syrup. Actually, there is. Diabetes in Canada, but go ahead.
All right, next question for T Money G. Let me look here. Tim Better. Question: unlocking Traya tomorrow. Is it worth double zating her if I'm only going to have her at gear 8?
Well, it depends how long you're going to have her at gear 8. She is usable at gear 8. I remember when we were unlocking Trayas, we were sticking them on the board in Territory Wars at gear 8, gear 9 for sure, if people didn't have the gear to go all the way to 11. I've been looking at a lot of rosters lately. It's sad to see 5-star Trayas sitting on the bench. Same with 5-star Chewies. These characters are highly, highly usable. You're not going to be able to use a 5-star Traya to beat Revan, certainly not at gear 8 or 9, but 6-star at gear 11, people are doing it for sure, if they have the proper mods on her and a fast Thrawn. So she's a great character. I super believe in double zeta-ing her, and the unique goes first if you just want to spare one for her. It's a much better team than just EP lead all by himself. So
even at gear 8.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and you're using that on if you're using it. I know we're not going to be able to use her for this upcoming Territory Wars, but for the next one, for the Grand Arena, you're probably going to want to keep that in hand and use her on offense. But still, great, very, very, very powerful character at lower gear levels.
All right. Next question for our boy Scissorman Warrior. Let's see here. Question from Grim. Question: have any of you guys had experience with the fallen Bastila Zeta? I've been seriously contemplating getting it, and I'm curious if it is worth it. What do you think there, Scissorman Warrior?
I don't have it. There's 52 Zetas in the game I don't have, and that's one of them. I would say it's definitely on the top 5 list of ones I don't have that I'd be considering, with a couple of the Phoenix and a couple of the Ewok ones that I don't have. But it's a luxury Zeta. If you don't have it, it's not the end of the world. If you have it, you better have done a lot of other people first kind of thing. So I guess I would want to know Grimm's other Zetas. I mean, does he have 60 plus Zetas on other characters? And if not, then probably not, because there's so many better targets to go towards than Fallen Bastila. Not to mention all the upcoming individuals. Also, side note, I heard you guys talking when I first got in about the ship Millennium Falcon. Can't speak on specifics because I'm under NDA, but I will say, just logic here. Bosk ship, it's not a legendary ship. It's ridiculous. So this is a legendary ship. So anyway, everybody wants a 7 stars, I'm sure.
Wink.
So I'm just saying. I mean, if there's these ships that are coming out that are, insane, and they're just regular ships, you guys have to kind of put 2 and 2 together that a legendary ship should be legendary, and they've done a decent job of making legendary characters legendary. So I think the community should probably all want that ship, but for a lot of people, it will be out of reach the first time around, and that's not the end of the world. So I am excited about it coming into the game. And lastly, if you are a brand new player and you're doing Galactic War, get it knocked out right off the very bat with Phoenix, because you can beat it when you're brand new really, really easy with Phoenix, and you can get your 50 nodes done so you can start sending it right away. Get your Phoenix, do your nodes early when everything is easy, before all the nests have all the counter and stuff.
You heard it here first. Scissorman Warrior says the Falcon is going to suck, so don't get it. All right. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. No, that's not what he said. I'm kidding. Finn, are you still there? Oh, good. He's not there. Yay! I can skip him. Wee. All right, let's go back to the top to Mike. We have a question here from Andrew Schumann. Question: do you guys think that Revan will be needed for February Sith month? Oh, what do you think there, Mikey?
Ooh.
Sith month is just right around the corner. What do we think's going to happen?
Jedi are the natural opposition for Sith, aren't they?
Well, that's kind of how that works, Mike. I mean, I'm not an expert or anything, but
I was just I was pondering. Quick answer: yes. With the fallback, because Bastilla's been available for ages, so most of us are doing quite good with her. So for those that don't have Revan, there's still a means of at least getting to 5-star on it. How's it going to look? Yeah, actually, no, it will probably be a marquee, won't it?
Well, I mean, who do we think? It's Sith. So, do we think that we may? What about this scenario? This scenario? I'll throw this out to the panels. Jedi Knight Revan comes back. Most people unlock him, and then immediately we go right into Dark Side Revan as the next character. Do y'all see a scenario that happens?
You see, it's probably more wishful thinking on my part, but for me, it would be Grievous gets the rework, and droids are the counter to Revan, and that's dropped pretty much as soon as the rerun of Revan, or Revan Second Coming. Here he is, have him. Oh, but here's the counter. Kind of what they did with Traya. Here she is. She's absolutely fantastic. Oh, no, wait. No, she's not.
No. No. All right. Next question. Oh, okay, from Helenex. Oh, my God. Helenex, you got to quit writing these long, multiple things here. All right. I don't even know if this is a question. All right, let me go through this real quick. The CDJs seem to be confused as to how many bounty hunter ships we have in game. No? Question mark. To help them and give the rest of us a laugh, uploaded a fun video highlighting. Oh my god, highlighting this video in this gaff. After the show, visit Hellenix's YouTube channel for some laughs. Shameless self-promotion is indeed shameless. Ranger, can you hold us one to the end just for fun? Oh, now I get to that part. Damn it, Hellenix. I'm putting you on a timeout. All right, let's go to the next question for good old Maurice.
Yeller.
From JLY9. Question: How do you gear a Kira Scoundrel team composed of Kira, Mission, Zalbar, L3, and Vandor Chewie? How is the gearing?
How is the gearing?
Well, yeah,
I think he means what order.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It says, how do you gearing? It's not worded correctly there, JL19. So I'm not quite sure what you meant. Or
so, like gearing priorities. Is that?
Yeah, I think that's what he's meaning. If I'm wrong there, JL19 pop up, but this is what I'm understanding it to be.
I think the character that's going to benefit the most from Gear 12 is probably going to be Mission and L3. And then Vandor. Zalbar is super tanky. You want them all Gear 12, right? Kira is probably the least important.
Let's get her to 11.
Yes, yeah, 11 to 12 is ridiculous. I don't quote me, but I want to say there was
awful.
At least 2 stun cuffs.
Oh, it's brutal.
2-ton guns.
I've got her open right because I just got her to 11.
Oh,
I'm like,
bad.
let me see what I see. Okay, so there's MK5. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. There's another MK5. Hold on. There's a third one you need for that, and you need 2 black balls, and you need an MK5 thermal detonator. So that's 200 Carbantes and 150 stun guns, and yeah.
This may be bad advice. Somebody can scold me if it is, but I would kind of do them gradually all together. Maybe prioritizing L3. Maybe prioritizing L3 because she is a pilot in I think a top 5 ship in the game. So you will want her eventually. And you don't need any Zetas on that team apart from Vandor. Vandor is
Mission. I would say that.
Yeah, Mission. Yes, is probably the second Zeta you'll want to go for. Kira's Zeta is really only required if you are going to just go all in on the Scoundrel, so you have some nice depth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that was a priority, but Zalbar's is also quite good, especially with Parth coming. But just get them all maybe to Gear 9, then get them to Gear 10. Kind of favor L3. Yeah, lots of Carbantes. That's the problem.
Carbantes. It is ridiculous how many Carbantes this team needs. I mean, I'm going. Just to get Kira up, it took all my Carbantes. I'm like, God dang! And now I'm looking at, Kira and Zalbar. Sweet butter crumpets. That is a plethora of Zetas.
Yeah, Zalbar and L3 will provide you some utility in your roster. A lot of people haven't used Zalbar outside of the Scoundrel team. He's great tank. He works on any team. L3 if you got some droids. So they do provide your roster some overall depth if you want to do them first. That way you can catch the others up later and still use a character or two. So
yeah. All right. So let's see here. Next question we'll go for Lady Adastra. Well, there's a question for Finn, but he's not here. Finn, are you back yet, buddy? You still eating Twinkies? Buddy? Alright. Well, he's wanting to know when will RSG participate in the McCanny Manor Challenge? I don't even know what that is. What is that? McCanny Manor Challenge?
I have no idea.
I've never heard of that. But it was for Finn. But it's for RSG. I'm not familiar with that, so boy. Okay, so be more specific. Send that to Finn and let us know what that is, right? And maybe we'll do it. All right. Let's see, Lady Adastra. Let's get a question here. Contingent 33 question: are we guessing that the Falcon event is starting in 5 days according to the pack timetable? Is that what we're assuming there, Adastra, with this, or do you think it's going to be different? What do you think, Lady Adastra? Is she on mute? She is on mute. Jedi Adastra. Okay.
I'm here. I'm
Okay.
here. I'm making my breakfast.
Are you having brownies?
I'm making an egg mixture. Sorry.
Okay.
But it was about so the packs were released for the when the bundle and the packs get released, the event's coming up. So that's a good speculation. I mean, I feel like it's sometime next week. Or they could be really mean and just wait until those packs run out and then drop the event and be like, well, I sure hope you bought some of these.
No.
But that wouldn't be very profitable on their point because they're going to, they know some people wait for the actual kit to drop before people make their decisions too. So I feel like that's a fair estimate, 5 days or so. Sometime next week for sure, I think.
All right. Let's see here. Question. We'll go to Miss Canadia next. This is from Bowergong. Question. It's around the corner, but we'll start with you, T-Money. It's a good one. Around the corner, what would be your number one quality of life update you would like to see in 2019?
Well,
New Year. What's a quality of life thing you'd love to see, T-Money?
Happy New Year, everyone. Indeed. Yes, the mod question asked before was I was whatting that one. Being able to sort by what's not there is absolutely needed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think ship loadouts would be fantastic. Yeah, that would be high on the priority list. And okay, here's one more: being able to duplicate squad loadouts so that you can, right. So you can, I've got my Grand Arena squad loadout, but I want to build a TW squad loadout, but I don't want to ruin my Grand Arena one. So you can just duplicate it and then start from there.
I like it. I like it a lot. My quality of life is fix the damn crap wrong with the game. Territory battles. The solo mission's still bugged, so we haven't got that fixed. Let's just start there.
It would be nice to have like a maple syrup delivery button right in the game too. That might be like a country specific thing. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and for Canadian viewers only. Like, do you like playing Star Wars Galaxy Heroes? Do you like Canadian maple syrup? Speaking of bugs, what?
I was gonna say, what I'd really love for them to fix someday is freaking Plo Koon's bait stick. One day they will get this working right. I hope. I love that character.
Goodness gracious! All right, let's see. Let me go here. Well, we have a couple. Let me see something here. Well, there's a couple phone ones for Warrior real quick. Apropos, the one says, question for Warrior. What level is Scissorman now?
I actually literally, while I'm listening to you guys chatterbox, clicked over to 42.
Oh, snap.
I hit 40 2 days ago, and I hit Galactic War 2 days ago, and I've got 2 days in on Galactic War. Yesterday's Galactic War was easy. The day before's Galactic War was a friggin' nightmare because I had a nest in there. And when you're low level, that's just not fair.
It's game over.
It's just not fair, but whatever. I did beat it. Had to expend 3 characters to do it, but that's what Galactic War is about. And so I just hit 42. This morning, finally got enough Galactic War currency after winning Galactic War twice to unlock Zeb, so I officially have all 5 of the Phoenix. Been pretty stoked about that. I can start building my underpowered Phoenix team. Side note, they work really well together because of their synergy, but their power comparatively to other teams is really low, which is actually a good thing because it's like when you have them in arena, then that's how they build your Galactic War, is off of your arena GP. So if your arena GP is low, then your competition's low. So they punch way above their weight. So if you use Phoenix in arena, your Galactic War will be easier. Plus they're so synergistic, you can kind of know you're going to beat the Galactic War. It's just funny, just going through it all over again, how excited I am to play every day. Like I wait for midnight for the release of the new, fresh day. It's so funny.
God. For those who don't know, Warrior started a new account, and that's what he's talking about. Now, I hope you're following your pillar system, Warrior. I'm watching. If you're not, I'm going to call you out, buddy.
Yeah, and I actually have officially got all 5 pillars built and done. I'm building my graphic for it now, and then I have a friend who's a patron, who's been a patron for a while. He goes by Sortai or Tai Sor. He's got 2 different accounts, and he has a spreadsheet that he built that over 5,000 people use literally every single day. And he is going to be making a brand new editable, spreadsheet that we're going to release with the new video. So for anyone out there that likes to, have a spreadsheet and things like that, they'll have that tool at launch. So pretty excited about that.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Warrior, are you saying that Arena is based off of power of your squad? What are you talking
No, Galactic War.
Galactic War. Okay, I thought he said Arena. It's like, my gracious.
Galactic War is a percentage. Galactic War is a percentage. So like nodes 3, 6, 9, and 12 are, well, all of them, but it goes from 80. It goes from 90 to 100 to 110, basically on those last 3, from 6, 9, and 12. And so whatever your arena squad is, let's say your arena squad was 10,000 power, which mine is right now, not even quite, but then they take that and they'll go 110% of that is, so 11,000. So your team you're going to face is 11,000.
It must be different after you complete the Galactic War challenge, because I go to the very end and I can never get a tough team in Galactic War.
Yeah, and so what happened was with Galactic War, it was like this, the way I'm talking, and then it got too difficult for some people because there were teams that were 10% stronger, but they had 9 Zetas and the people didn't have Zetas yet. And so in the introduction of Zetas, they actually really screwed people because people couldn't complete Galactic War. And if you could never complete Galactic War, then you couldn't finish getting the rewards and stuff. And so what they did was then they created a cap at level 85 that it was the 90, 100, 110% kind of growth in Galactic War up till level 85. And then as soon as you hit level 85, it caps there and doesn't get any worse. And the reason is because if they kept growing it with you after that, then they get to the point where you've got no Zetas and you're going against teams that are 12 Zeta teams or 8 Zeta teams. It's just not even fair, to go against that many Zetas when you're a newbie. So yeah, Zetas threw a little bit of a wrench in there. They had to basically dial back they couldn't continue to allow it to vamp up. So at 85 it caps, whereas before it didn't. But from level 40 to level 85, it is still the percentage to your arena team.
Okay.
You think we'll ever see an additional level to compensate for people at the end game now? Like give us a harder DW? You think they'll ever do a tiered one?
No, I don't. The funny thing is when Galactic War was, out and we were starting to experience those issues because Zetas were new. I was a brand new game changer, and I told them, I said, this is becoming a real pain in the butt. And for some people like me, it's not as big a deal because I have a wider roster and things like that. And I've got some really good go-to teams. But for the majority of people, Galactic War was a nightmare. And for a lot of people, I don't, you guys all remember probably, but it wasn't simmable ever. There was no sim button ever. Mm-mm. So you just had to play through it. And even worse, it was a part of the daily challenges. So what you would do is you would stack your Monday onto your Tuesday. And then Tuesday, you'd have to do 24 nodes of Galactic War. And then Wednesday you do your last 12, so you get 36 and get number 1 and get all that.
I remember
currency.
that.
Yeah, well, so you do 24 nodes, and then when they introduced Zetas, all of a sudden you found yourself using the same team you've always used, trying to get through Galactic War, and your node 9 was more powerful than you, and they had 2 Zetas and you had 1, and you're like, man, this is difficult. And then you get to node 11 and 12, and it's almost impossible. And so I had suggested to them, I said, you really need to make Galactic War simmable. And our handler, so to speak, if you want to call him that, our guy that's the main guy from EA that kind of runs the program, actually agreed with me and said, that's a great idea. You know, I wonder if they could do that. And I said, this is the deal. What I'd like is each node to be playable or simmable. So you can choose and say, I want to sim this one, or I don't, and I want to play it. And that way people will then, once they've done it so many times, they can sim it and they can choose. Well, I guess the programmers found it to be easier on that suggestion to just either sim the whole thing or not sim any of them, kind of thing. So you can play 3 or 4 and then you can sim the rest, but the earlier ones are stupid. So, you know, I kind of wish they would dial it back and do individual sim nodes, but that's not the way they build it. And they spent their time re-engineering that, so I don't foresee them ever spending their time re-engineering it.
Yeah, that's a good point. It just stinks because it's like we need a place to like test stuff too. And GW, I enjoyed that part. You know, like I would go to the end nodes and it'd be a good, good enough to test certain squad comps against it. You know, rather than trying to test an arena. You're pretty limited in what you can test in arena. So we just need a game mode or spot where we can try different combinations.
Grand Arena.
Well, see, I was going to say there's an argument to rewind or give us the option on Galactic War. Do you want the easy one that we've introduced, or do you want to play the original one where you're going to go against people's A teams, and then you can practice for your Galactic Arena?
Did you just combine those two?
Because you could actually be playing, yeah.
Well, Grand Arena, you mean?
Grand Arena.
I don't know what Galactic Arena is. Yeah.
Well, it's the next layer.
Hey, it's gonna combine the two. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It's
That
for
could
the
be-
6
that would
million
be
plus players.
Yeah, that would be an interesting mode to combine the two.
When our powers combine. Oh lordy! All right, next question. Let's go. Well, someone asked too, real quick, Warrior, from and Andre Schumann. Home barbecue or takeaway, Warrior?
Say that again. What takeaway?
They said question for Warrior: home barbecue or takeaway? I think they know.
Home barbecue.
Yeah, they can't go wrong there. I like doing my own barbecue. I mean, it's fine when you get it from. There's places that do good barbecue, but I mean, come on, you gotta make your own sauce and stuff. All right, back to the top. Mikey, question from Fat Tony 99. He says, my plan is to mod my Traya tanky and use her to counter potential Revens in Grand Arena, and leave my Revan on defense. How would a Traya mirror match go if I mod her this way if my opponent does not have Revan? Mike?
A mirror. So he's okay. I'm reading mirror match. So he's going against another Traya.
If you have her tanky,
I mean, if you
you still can beat another Traya team.
She's going to take so many more hits.
Yeah, you're totally fine.
Yeah, so she should be good. I mean, the issue is she's going to be the one that's isolated, I would have thought, and she's going to remain isolated whilst their Traya is in play. It's going to be down to your Nihiluses. Which night? Who gets to annihilate the other?
Really, it's about controlling. In a mirror match, it's about control. You know, so I always use Thrawn.
Yeah. You
know, and have a fast Thrawn because the AI does some stupid stuff with that team sometimes, and it makes it even easier. But typically you fracture their Scion or not Scion, Nihilus, and then burn their Thrawn or Palpatine, whoever, and then just take it from there. And then it's just about speeding up your Nihilus just to start annihilating the hell out of everybody. So even if you have a tanky Traya, you're still fine. Because basically my Traya against Revan is, all right, go ahead and kill her. I fractured Revan. Now I'm going to burn your team down with the rest of my guys and win. Because Revan usually goes first. I've just given up, so I've got a new strat. So it's like Traya lasts as long as you can. Okay, that doesn't matter. I'm going to win anyway. Let's see here. Next question for good old Maurice. This is from Daniel McCracken. Question: what are the chances that Revan doesn't come in February? Would make it 130 days between events.
What are the chances he does not?
Yeah. Because he came out, what, in October? Yeah, it will be over 4 months since the... See, October to November, December to January, February. Yeah, it'd be 4 months. It'd be over 4 months if they don't bring him in for... Actually, we'd be going on 5 months if they don't do it in February. It'd be March.
Well, I mean, he's coming. He's coming back probably towards the end of either February all the way to the beginning of April. So, I'm not sure if he'll be coming in February or not. Isn't it usually 6 months on the hero's journey characters?
Luke was 4 months.
Yeah, then the 4 months puts it in February. Like you said, that makes it 5. I don't know. I was fortunate to get Revan, so I don't know. I would be ready for him by the middle of February just to be safe. Continue to utilize, if you guys are still farming those characters, continue to utilize these 8 hard node farms with a 25 crystal refresh, because that's not guaranteed it's going to be here permanently. They can change that instantly here. Maybe as soon as the end of this Millennium Falcon panic farm, so utilize those. I do think that Revan is far more important than getting the Millennium Falcon. So, I mean, if you guys are still going for Revan, like Ranger said at the beginning of the show, stay on target. Don't switch from Zalbar and Jolie and Basila over to these ships. That's just going to put you behind, and you may not be ready for Revan. So just stay on target for him. Much more important to every player to have Revan than a ship. So.
Yeah. Let's see here. Next question for Lady Adastra. Let's see here. Let's see. This is from Jason Krulik. Question: which Zeta should I do next between the Han shoot first, Chewie loyal friend, CLS IBAT, C-3PO oh my goodness, or Hermit Yoda strength flows? Hoda is the only one in my arena I can get first.
Ooh, that's a tough one there.
Some tough
ones. A lot of good Zeta options. This is one that you would kind of need more context, because you have some solid choices there. I mean, like, for instance, so you are getting first in arena, so your arena squad is pretty solid then. So the next one would be pretty much, are you into raiding or Territory Wars Grand Arena? Because that would kind of base on the priority order of those listed Zetas. So, for instance, like Han Zeta, that one is just a solid one for all the game modes. I mean, I still think that's one of the best bang for your buck Zetas. It's one of the more simplistic ones compared to these more complicated Zetas we get these days. But it's just so good. Having him being able to attack again is just, it's just really good. And then, but for raiding, Hermit Yoda, that's a really, really good one, because you get to reuse him in many of the squads, I mean. It's just a good extra survival for your squad. The C-3PO one is pretty much just extra. You don't have to really have any Zetas on him for it to work. His skills, I mean, like, he's a good character regardless. I know people that they will never give him a Zeta because he just works so well without it. CLS's, that's also that's another good raid one. Arena wise, it's not as important, and again, you're not needing it for arena. So yeah, I always say. Oh, same thing with Chewie. That's true. It's also, his was more so like when he had his brief moment of glory, he used that to take on the Traya teams, but now he's just so overshadowed with all these other characters. So again, I'm just gonna go back to Han. I really think he'll be your best bang for your buck there, and not knowing your priorities in the game. So if you have more you want to ask about or so, you can ask away, but otherwise I'll say that.
Yeah. All right. Very well. Next question for T-Money Maple Syrup Chi. Let's see here. Let's refreshing. Hold on a second. From Andrew Sweeney, my boy. Question. We now have 4 free-to-play Sith ships, and Sith month is around the corner. Any chance we see a Sith capital ship?
I saw this question come in, and I think that is very astute.
Well, Andrew's very astute. He's in our D&D campaign. He knows stuff.
I think that it's possible with Old Republic too that some of these guys could get ships. There was lots of fleet battles happening. In that vein of Star Wars. So I think that's a possibility. But yeah, I think it's very possible. I love those ships. I would love to have those ships. I right now I have Aura on farm because she's just such a cool and versatile toon in the raid, yes, but in PvP I really like her. So I've focused on her, but I gave up on Sith the Marauder, who I was actually doing a Cantina refresh for him in anticipation of that ship, because it's I don't know how well it would do against Mace, but it is fantastic against the Houndstooth. It's it makes Sith Assassin's little fragile thing make sense. So it's a good team. I think that once that comes out, we'll start seeing some of those. Certainly as an offensive team in Territory Wars, I think it'll come out. But yeah, I haven't seen it tested against Mace yet, so that's a question mark for sure. But against Houndstooth, Xanadu Blood, the the bounty hunter lineup, it's really 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 solid and easy to use against those guys.
All right.
Bombs.
All right. Let's see. Next question for Scissorman Warrior. This is from Dialer Twi'lek Tactics. Question for Warrior. I run Mace with HT, XB, and Fives up front, and Vader, Ahsoka, and Anakin, and Lando off the bench. I only struggle against mirror matches. What's the best hard counter to this fleet?
I had the same issue, and I really highly suggest that individuals basically move their TIE Advance into their front 3 lineup so they get a little more bang for their buck. It gives them the ability to dispel earlier on, which is key, so they can do targeting properly, and they also get more damage up front. But mirror matches, no matter how you slice it, are going to be absolutely annoying.
Yeah.
That's sadly just the way of the world.
Yeah. I don't do it. I just do a different fleet. Just not mess around. Now, you may not be able to, but I think that's kind of highlights the importance of having a second fleet, because those mirror matches, man, I've watched that. Oh, good Lord. I don't know how you put up with that. I couldn't do it. I'd go crazy. Let's see. Next question. We go back up top to Mike. Well, first, Ryan D says, "Oh, the McCanney Manor is the scariest horror house in existence. It's located in the U.S." Oh, I mean, McCanney House, McKame. Not familiar with it, but I mean, I'd have no problem with it. Nothing that crap stuff like that just does not bother me or scare me. I probably sleep like a baby. Now, Finn probably would hold his pork and scream a lot, so that would be interesting to take between him and Tits. All right, Mike. Well, there's a fun question here from John Davey. Says, "Question, love you guys. Question for Mike: who's going to win the FA Cup?"
Ooh, head says Man City, heart says Wolves. Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Mm-hmm. So there you go.
Were those actual words you just said?
Yes, I know what he meant. Yes.
Yeah, Manchester City. They're probably one of the best football teams in the world. Soccer for anyone on the North American continent. Yeah.
All right. But the actual question is from Mirrodin, and his question for you, Mike, is: I saw your video where you 7-starred IG 2000. For Endish game rosters, any place for use with that ship?
I'm thinking yes. Well, not stupidly. I mean, I tried it under a Mace lead, just looking for the target lock-in, and I was quite disappointed that when I brought it in after maxing its reinforcement, that Houndstooth managed to evade the target lock, which doesn't seem to be right to me. But in fact, I'm switching over now just to actually look at, where is it? There it is. I can't believe it's as high as it is. Inflict target lock for 2 turns on the highest and lowest health enemies, which can't be evaded. Weirdly enough, all right, maybe. So if it didn't evade it, what did it do? Because it didn't deploy, and it's like taking a piece of lettuce into a boxing match and hoping that you're gonna knock someone out with it. Even though the blurb, the write-up says it's good, but it's got everything it should have, but just Mace Meta. It's GK Zaris. It's horrible. Take it away. Make it go. Ranger, make it go away.
Look, what, again,
get Grande to do something. He
doesn't listen to me. He's a big deal. He does whatever the hell he wants, man. I just let him hang out with us. You know, it's just let him feel cool. You know,
but I think, in regards to IG 2000 bounty hunter ships, I would like to think that there will be a meta in the future, possibly with reworks and a new capital ship, where they will come out. Otherwise, it's just going to be another one of those, why the hell did we gear them just for this and no continuation? Kind of Scoundrelish, you know, the solo movie characters that you had to get for something, and they're good, but yeah.
All right. Make sure you guys get your questions in. Let's move on to the next question. We will go to good old Maurice. Another question from Mirden. Question: the Millennium OT Falcon is coming. Pretty much has to be a reinforcement, right? Him hitting Vader in the trench? Question mark. Any kit speculation based upon the things that happened in the original movie?
Well, this is probably better suited for Mike or Destra.
Well, they can jump in and chime in if they want. It's an open panel. We're just discussing things. I'm just throwing the question to you first. You know,
I can't
trying to involve you, good old Maurice. Use your knowledge of things.
Pass me the next one. I can't really answer that one.
Well, damn it, good old Maurice.
It's gonna lock in like Sabine's.
Right. Let's
lock in ability block or something. Right, we need something to nerf this Mace meta and just timeout teams.
I mean, I don't even have any idea. I mean, attacker, light side ship, that's about all I can speculate on. What they're going to do and how they're going to use it, and if it's going to be a starting line of ship or a reinforcement. I mean, who knows? You know, I mean, are they going to kind of fall along and just change some things with the same ilk that the other?
No, I know what they'll do. They'll lure that giant worm and it will eat Houndstooth.
Oh, they can have an ability called meteors or asteroid field.
Yeah, meet my giant worm.
It could. I will say it could potentially make hopefully it enhances the lackluster rebel fleet, right? Because who uses Akbar? You know, no one. I do an offense sometimes.
Yeah.
I use it on offense sometimes, but it's atrocious on defense. And there's no. And the special is nice, but the special is rather worthless right now in the meta because Mace. I mean, sure, your ships can go twice, but they're just going to hit ships with an infinite amount of protection and retribution. That's not going to do you any good right now.
Right.
In the current Mace meta. So it'd be nice to see Akbar get a little bit, at least a consideration from players when they're developing their arena teams. So
yeah, that's one of the. If you look at the meta, the Akbar is dead. I mean, that ship is completely dead. I mean, you see a mixture of the other three ships, but nothing with Akbar. I mean, the only reason that you see it at all is because of newer shards that have that's the ship that they're using right now. And it's like
because Akbar is the much better character. Mace is garbage. You know, Akbar is Akbar.
Hey now.
Oh, come on! Even a Jedi Homer cannot make Mace sound good.
Somebody put forward an argument, well, not an argument, a proposal for Akbar to get a Zeta.
That would be nice.
Him and Mace don't have a Zeta, do they? I mean, Mace has kind of been made the meta at the moment in regards to ships, but yeah, working on that would kind of tie in as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I was hoping he was going to get a rework after he was in that TW buff thing. You know, I was hoping that would mean like a bit of a rework for him after all that. But nope.
Oh, someone's trying to... Oh, I'm getting scam called. Yay.
That's my jam.
I hate scam callers so much, man. I don't know how they get my number, but they'll definitely call you. Such buttholes, man. Swear to God. All right, get your questions in. Let me look here. Well, we've got 2 for Warrior, nothing else at the moment. So, well, let's knock out a couple for Warrior then. Let's see here. Well, if this thing would... Nightbot's killing me today. It is absolutely killing me. Remember to punch Finn in the face. This triple duty stuff sucks. Let's see here. Jason Coonan, question Warrior. I have 2,500 prestige save up. I have the ships to run the Mace timeout team, but don't have Mace's ship leveled up. Would you use the prestige or wait for a new capital ship?
That's tough. You have enough to max out Mace, but so this is the deal with Mace. I don't know. It's really, really defensible. Pretty much at the highest end, everyone's using it on defense and like, you know, Grand Arena, Territory Wars, things like that. And I used it in Arena up until just a few days ago, probably about 5 days ago. I was using Mace, and it's great. I mean, I don't drop out of the top 10, but I hate, and I just hate playing it on offense. Absolutely detest it. And I have every ship maxed, and so I've got all the tools, and it's terrifying to go on offense because even with all the tools and using them correctly against other properly built teams, it takes 4 full minutes to win. It's no fun. It killed the fun. I mean, one of the reasons why I started an Ultimate account was because I wanted to breathe fun back into this game, and that level of competitiveness and uniqueness,
sure,
and fighting all these differing teams was why I wanted to do that. And so honestly, if it was me, I would say screw Mace for right now. I would hold on to it. I've been preaching that I think there's a new capital ship coming. I don't know anything, but I'm guessing there's going to be 1 or 2, and my thought was they were going to drop probably 2 at once because they like to, you know, cause an issue with prestige. So that way you have to decide which one, and a lot of us have saved up enough prestige for 1 ship. Mm-hmm. So my thought is they'll do 2, but you know, in close succession, like you know, 1 and then another one like a month later or something. I don't know, but anyway, if it was me, I would just keep on keeping on. I mean, I went back to Thrawn. Thrawn for me is just a more fun capital ship to run, and so I went back to that, and I'm having 0 problems destroying the Mace teams with a Thrawn lead, and I mean destroying them fast, like 2 minutes or less, and it's been a lot of fun.
All right. Well, this kind of leads to the whole panel.
What comp? Sorry, I've got to ask that question.
Yeah, no, I'm having super fun. So what I'm using is Thrawn, and then I am using the Ghost in the front 3 because I've got a kind of a Rebels comp going, and I have Houndstooth, of course. So you have to have Houndstooth to be competitive in today's meta if you're going against Houndstooth. And then I'm using TIE Advanced in my front 3 as well. It's the target locks, which allows for early dispel, and he does a lot of damage. But the amount of damage he does underneath like Grand Moff Tarkin and Thrawn are way higher than the amount of damage he does underneath Mace. He can't even scratch Houndstooth when he's under Mace. When he's under Thrawn or Houndstooth, when he's under Thrawn or Grand Moff Tarkin, he does significant damage to Houndstooth, constantly lowering health and protection on Houndstooth every time he hits. So he can I actually kill Houndstooth as the first ship, and I kill it within 60 seconds easily. When I played Mace, it took me 4 minutes to get to Houndstooth, and he was the last ship I was able to kill because, you know, it was just how bad it was. because nothing scratches it until the very end. But and then as for reinforcements, I have Phantom 2 because he comes in and it has that synergy with Ghost back and forth. And it's heavy hitter, puts up crit chance, crit damage, all those good buffs. And then the next one is the ETA 2. The ETA, the AOE tends to take 1 or 2 peripheral ships out with the expose and AOE damage, and puts the buff immunity on his ship for at least 1 turn, which allows for my 100,000 hit from TIE Advance to just go straight to the ship and kill it. And then my last 2 are actually Dispellers. I went back to using the Reaper. The Reaper dispels, does a lot of damage actually on basic because he's under Thrawn. But just the dispel is great. And then I have Cassian in there for the mass dispel. And while you go against Mace, you can't dispel the protection up. You can dispel everything else. So you can come in even after his ultimate, which sometimes happens, but I can cleanse everything off except for the protection. If that happens, too bad. But normally I've killed Houndstooth and 1 or 2 other ships. So they're down 2 or 3 ships before their ultimate goes off. And yes, their ultimate goes off first because of the way they built the the abilities now. But it's just more fun to be able to just destroy a team in like less than 2 minutes and walk away. And I still haven't dropped out of the top 10 in the last. I mean, I think people just now at this point just kind of leave me alone. But I haven't had a significant drop with this team either. So it's like, okay. I just like being able to chomp through, teams, and the whole like everybody has 900,000 bonus protection and we're all just smacking each other aimlessly for 4 minutes. That's 5 minutes timing out. It wasn't fun. So yeah.
Well, that kind of leads into the next question. That what else 73 says. Question: what specific ships are in the Mace timeout fleet, and why does it work so well? No one in my fleet arena seems to be using it as of yet. Anybody that wants to answer that? I'm sure the whole panel has ideas. Besides Warriors not using it, but is anybody currently using the Mace timeout fleet? Mike, are you still using it? You're using it your fleet, Dastra?
Of course I am.
Yeah, I think that's an Adastra question.
You just see her chomping like, me.
I mean, Warrior, it would segue right into what he's talking about, too. I mean, either way it works.
Well, okay.
But it's like, oh, yeah, I was so excited to see Mace being meta in Arena there, because I used to run that in the early on, but it just couldn't stand a chance when they had Chimera released and all that. So I'm very happy to be running it now.
So why do you run it? Why does it work? That's what else 73 wants to know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, like Warrior kind of touched on it too. It's just a timeout beast. It makes people hate to fight it if they don't have the proper counters to destroy it, as he was mentioning. But for my arena, it works really well. There's a few of us running it, and we don't drop too far. I mean, that's the main reason that I switched to it, because it holds the best in my arena. And I am a fan of anything that can hold decently well in my fleet chart here. And I've tried different comps because of that. When fighting the other Mace fleets and just fighting fleets in general, I hate to switch things up. Like, I know some people, they'll switch between like their Mace comp and a Thrawn comp depending on what they're fighting. I don't like to do that. One team should be able to do everything. So a few of the best ones that I've noticed that either from that I've ran or in my arena is you're always going to have Houndstooth, of course. I mean, there's just no getting around how good of a tanky ship that is. And then you have your options for the supporting two. Often you'll see XP and 5s as the other two, because they're just, especially I'm talking like maxed out ships too. Just a note, because 5s gets a nice power up when he's maxed out, because his offense, he'll be able to just one-shot stuff. It's beautiful. Or instead of XP, you can have Ghost there. I've seen that also, and same with switching out 5s for Ghost. So you can see a Houndstooth XP Ghost combo, and that's because they'll both pretty much stealth, and then you're stuck on Houndstooth unless you bring out a Dispeller. But I've been running Houndstooth 5s and Gauntlet as my starting. It's been the most consistent for me in my matches, and it does decently on defense. The reinforcements, then of course you'll have the ETA-2, the star of the show pretty much. He's just a beast. And then you have a few options of the other ones. Like I ran Ahsoka in there just because of that synergy, and any excuse to run Ahsoka's ship was fine by me. And I did like it. The one downside is it will always get called before Anakin's ship, which can be annoying sometimes defensively, because you don't want that one to always come out first. So that's the other thing you have to always keep in mind. What order are these ships actually going to be called in? I wish we could be in more control of that, edit which priorities we want. And then the other, you have the other main ones is Lando's Millennium Falcon. That's one of the best reinforcement ships. And again, especially when it's leveled up, it can destroy one ship, maybe two ships when it comes in, because it can attack 3 times. And then Plo Koon, that's an excellent reinforcement as well for the healing factor. It's a very annoying ship when it's well timed when it comes in and just heals everyone up. You know, if your opponent's about to finish someone off, or if you're about to lose, say, Anakin's ship, you'll bring him in and you got some fresh life breathed into you there. I think that's... Oh, and TIE Advance. That's who I've been on my reinforcement lately, because when doing the mirror matches, oh my god, Warrior mentioned this really well. Mirror matches can freaking suck. So you just have to make it work. That's where I like the starting I have. Houndstooth 5's Gauntlet. And then I bring in TIE Advance because that target lock is just so good, and it pairs really well with 5s there. And then I'll bring in Anakin's ship. And the match is usually done by then. I rarely have to bring in the Falcon. I mean, for mop-up, I guess. But the match is pretty much decided either in my favor or not at that point. And then I just kind of adapt. But, yeah.
There you go.
I feel like I'm ranting here.
No, it's all right. Guys, get your questions in. I only got a couple here, so... we'll end the Jedi Academy early. I don't get any more questions. So, let's see here. Another question for Warrior. We've got one for Warrior and one for Adasher. But guys, get your questions in for the panel. Let's see here. This is another one from Dojo-san for you, Warrior. He says, I love the pillar system. I'm interested to see the new 5 pillars. Will you even do a pillar system for Zetas? I.e., what is your first Zeta, etc., that is in line with the current systems?
So, pretty excited about the new system for 2019. Not only do I have a 5th pillar now that's kind of an advanced pillar, but I address every single store and priorities within every single store throughout the next 15 to 18 months of gameplay. But I also am going to have Huta Zeta in a priority list in the farming guide for those that you're going to farm. It also addresses every single faction in the game in existence at this moment. But it's the most efficient list for every single faction that exists. It obviously ignores factions such as the Jawas and the Tuskens, because currently in this very moment there's nothing for that. And the only team that is not included in my current system, but I will probably integrate in, are the new 4 Old Republic that are non-farmable. But of those 4, the only one that I'm currently going to include, that I know for sure I'm going to include, is Fallen Bastila. I just don't know where she's going to place, like which pillar, because I don't know where they're going to put her. And it's still going to probably be another, a few weeks to a month before we find that out. So, but yes, I'm going to have it's a little more fluid than last time. It's not like, hey, you have to stay in pillar 1 the whole time. Each store has a 5-pillar system, and so you go into the store and you follow 5 pillars within that store. So you can progress. In some stores you might be on pillar 3, and in other stores or nodes, you might be pillar 1 or 2. So it's non-linear in that sense. So you're going to progress really, really fast, and you're going to have a priority list. The thing I like about it is the old one. I just said, hey, in theory, these are the best characters to start out with. But the problem was some of them you couldn't access for half of the game. You had to wait. And so it was kind of pointless to have it in the tier 1 when, even though it's important, you can't access it. So I really took into heart, I spent over 3 days studying every character's nodes, which node would be most efficient, because some of them are available in Cantina, but they're also available on like light side. And of course, there's so many Cantina characters that I had to pull some of them off and say, don't farm them in Cantina kind of thing. But anyway, it's been a super fun project. It's taking a lot of time. I mean, I've got we're going 25 to 30 hours into this project, and I'm not even halfway done. But I am excited to launch it. And yes, I will have the Zetas, Huda Zeta. It will have an entire Zeta priority list for everyone within that. And it will unlock 8 legendary characters in the first 2 pillars. That's right. That's pretty awesome.
All right. Next question will go to good old Maurice. This is not a question about ships, good old Maurice.
I like ships.
No, I don't think you do. I don't think you do, buddy. I think you like everything else. I'm kidding. Fat Tony 99 question. When do you think we can expect a new raid, and what do you think it will be?
Let's see. So, probably summer-ish. Summer-ish. There might be a new raid. What do I think it will be is unknown. I don't think, even if they continue to release ships at the rate they're doing, it's still not going to be enough for a full, all-out ship raid. Perhaps we could get a phase or 2 that includes ships, and then maybe a phase or 2 that includes characters. A lot of people, the popular speculation is the Death Star raid or something of that nature. We'll see. I don't know who they would use as a reward character, right? I mean, there's no way to tell. I don't know. I never would have saw. I never saw the tank raid coming prior to its release. I never saw them going down the Old Republic path prior to them doing this and starting that raid, the Sith raid. So, yeah, I think I would have preferred a ship question.
What?
But yeah, I would expect probably summer to fall-ish. Usually around the months of, August. This is when stuff is apparently they try to release it. So hopefully sometime around then. When did the Sith raid come out? November of last year? I guess a year and a...
It's been a year.
Has it been over a year since the
It
Sith
was
raid came out?
February or March of last year it came out. If I'm not mistaken. Because, it's coming up on a year that they announced, Traya and all that stuff. I believe
there was something... I mean, it's just a data mine, but there was something inside one of the more recent data mines about an arcade mode in the raids or some additional feature to the existing raids. I mean, who knows if that comes true or not, but, again, that's just a data mine. There's no guarantee that's coming at all. Just like Newt Gunray's ship was data mined 2 years ago. We still don't have that. So, take it with a grain of salt.
Yes, indeed. All right, T Money G, we got a couple. No, go ahead, Mike.
I was just going to say, when Revan was originally launched, they alluded there to either another layer to the pit raid or whatever with that. Was it the Terran Tech or something?
Oh, yeah, true.
So I mean, I would think that if they've been working on that, if they put it in then, that was 3 months ago. Yeah, more than 3 months ago, wasn't it?
All right, T Money, we got a couple questions here about bounty hunters, so let's throw those your way. Who is fighting their mic? Someone is kung fu fighting their microphone right now. Haha! Get it! Beat that mic's ass. All right, so we've got 2 questions here, T Money. One's from Mostef Isley and one's from Jason Hummel. They kind of are interrelated. So, from Mostef Isley question, I was wondering about building 2 separate bounty hunter teams for GA and Territory Wars. Which bounty hunters would you put on each squadron and under which leader? Thanks. And then Jason Hummel says, what do you think is the best bounty hunter team that uses Django as the lead? So a couple of bounty hunter questions there, Team Money. What do you think?
Well, Django lead isn't great, unfortunately.
I love it. You stop it.
I have him Zeta'd. I use that lead. I've tried that lead back and forth. I do like it to outspeed people who have fast Imperial troopers. I just have a thing against Imperial. I love Imperial troopers. I have mine maxed with some Gear 12 pieces on them. I have a thing against allowing someone to use their Imperial troopers on my bounty hunters. I don't like to let that happen. So I do switch out Django lead for Bosk lead just to outspeed Imperial troopers to customize my Grand Arena defense versus whoever my opponent is. So I will use Django there. The best team, I think, in that case is Nest. Warrior. I think your phone needs to go on mute.
It sounds like you're fighting.
Or you got a ring wraith hanging out behind you.
I know. Sir's halfling.
I was making coffee. Sorry, I didn't realize I wasn't on mute.
But that speed that team is based off of speed. So what I like there is putting Django with a really fast Sam, so she gets those bombs in place and they can start getting their contract off. Nest, like a super fast Nest as well, to lay down debuffs and just take away turn meter from the other team, kind of compounding the problem. So those three, and then I like mixing up bounty hunter teams. I like to put a pre-taunter there to protect them right off the bat, to kind of mitigate against people using CLS. It's going to be hard to stop CLS versus bounty hunters, but you can at least give them a little bit of a chance if you put a pre-taunter in there, like Shore or Baze or Elf 3. So I do like to mix those guys up. And then the other question, as far as splitting them up,
just straight bounty hunter teams. If you have to take the 10 bounty hunters, who you put where?
I don't know. I mean, basically, if you want to do Aura is really great. I don't like pure bounty hunter teams. I think they're quite weak and very, very beatable. They do need a pre-taunter or something to protect them off the bat from Imperial troopers, because if who has a boba that's above 50,000 health and protection, you can just mow through that with an Imperial trooper. AoE, once it gets to Veers. So I think I don't ever recommend people putting Imperial troopers that have less than 40,000 health on the board, and I do believe in protecting them with pre-taunter. But to split them up, Aura lead is really confusing for people, and she can go on at a little bit lower gear level, and so that's a lot of fun. Putting Nest with those guys kind of acts as a taunter outside of there. That's also fun. And then but how I split them up, I do have to add in others because I don't have them all geared. But basically, Django with anybody who's throwing down debuffs, and then Bosk with his buddies Boba and Dengar. Those guys basically, in my opinion, they have to go with Bosk. If you don't have Boba with Bosk, then you can just get through that with Bastila or pretty much anything. But Boba seems to have human intelligence. He will just turn towards your Grandmaster Yoda, towards whoever, your BB-8. he will execute them easily. He kind of picks off that key character in your roster. So he really does a good job, I think, at protecting Bosk, even though he's so squishy.
All right. We had a question here from Ziggler for either Warrior or Dasher. I'm going to give this to Dasher because it's Jedi. So the question from Ziggler is, how is it? All right, I got to reword this because it's not. What is the best way to mod Grandmaster Yoda for Arena? I thought I heard Warrior talk about getting up to 7,000 offense, but unsure how. You're the expert, Jedi Master Dasher. How does one do this?
Well, if you're going for a 7K special offense, you're gonna need an offense set and some 6E mods to get you there. Otherwise, I mean, 6K offense is still really good, and that's kind of the norm. It's more common to see the offense sets on him now because of Arena. You're going up against other Revan teams and Traya teams, and they both have crit avoidance, crit immunity. So your chances to actually crit and make use of a nice crit damage set isn't going to be as frequent as having just a killer offense set, just loading up as much offense as you can get. The only reason I still run a crit damage set is because not Arena, because raiding, crit damage is way better for raiding. And I like seeing the big hits from my Yoda, because I do have enough crit chance on him as well. You know, the Revan lead does give crit chance too. So I've honestly found it worth it for me in Arena. I will one-shot stuff. Sometimes it's just a lot of times you won't crit. So it is definitely more worthwhile. Like, I would urge you to go the offense set route versus crit damage exclusively for Arena. For that reason, if you're going up against just Revans and Trayas constantly, it'll be more worth it for you because it'll be more consistent damage from your Yoda. And it's just the only exception is if you can get that crit chance up there and make it worth your while. That's the only time you can successfully run a crit damage in the Arena.
All right.
So either way though, so the 7K, that's only if you just have decked out mods on him. Otherwise, shoot for 6K. 6K is a great number. Even just anything over 5K can be decent. I mean, he gets so many boosts. He's just a beast. Just have fun killing stuff.
That's right. All right. Next question for Warrior. From Fat Tony 99 question: do you think the dreaded level increase is going to come this year, and what would the cap increase to?
It's I believe going to be incremental to 90, then 95, and then 100, and I believe the end is 100. I talked over 2 years ago to them, and back then things changed, but back then they said gear level 12 was going to be capped, and level 100 was going to be capped for the game forever. And at the time, gear level 12 didn't exist. And gear 12 plus didn't exist. So they kind of broke gear 12 up into two segments. And when you talk about something and you say this is definitely going to happen within the next 3 months, and they hear that, they get kind of perturbed and they like to change things up. It's why we're getting the Millennium Falcon this month instead of 2 months ago like we were going to get, because apparently one of their employees on Reddit went to Reddit and blabbed about a bunch of stuff which upset them, and so they went ahead and just totally changed up everything they were doing in quarter three, which was last quarter. So, because I was saying this last year that they were definitely going to do a level cap increase, I feel like they didn't, just to spite the fact that a bunch of people were saying it was going to happen. So it's inevitable this year. They don't have a whole lot of stuff they can do left other than a few characters that they're kind of hanging on to. And, most of the game modes that they're going to bring out are done. They may, for 2019, bring one more game mode out. Is there's only one more slot in the entire game that they could shove something. And then the level cap increases, I think, will be the end. But they're going to be, these level cap increases are going to take forever. The level 90 is going to be ridiculous. To get the entire roster and stuff up, it's going to take, 6 months. And then to go to 95, it will probably take almost a year for most people. And to get to 100, it will probably take another year.
That's
these are going to be super long, grinds to get the amount of credits that it's going to require to take your entire roster up. So this is why being hyper-focused will be really, really important. But yes, level 90 in the next 3 to 6 months I would say, is imminent for sure. And it should happen sooner than that. But, who knows?
All right. Next question back up top to Mike. Let's see. What else? 3 says, question: I see people in my fleet arena using the First Order ships in their fleet with Hound's Tooth. What's the kill order for First Order ships in that kind of lineup?
Ooh. The First Order ships are going to be Shuttle and Silencer, I'm assuming. You want rid of both as soon as. I'm thinking that Shuttle is going to disrupt your game plan because he's going to keep removing the taunt. Unless they cleanse it. It's all about breach. If one of your ships is breached, then it doesn't matter how many times you try and remove taunt from Houndstooth, it's going to remain. That's the issue you're going to have. So, how do you do it? Personally, I would try and shoot down Shuttle as soon as possible, but it's going to be problematic.
All right.
That's not a great answer. Sorry, I haven't faced the First Order stuff.
I haven't seen it at all, so I couldn't even begin to speculate. All right,
I think it's more of a climbing comp, and then they'll switch it for overnight.
I agree. All right, next question for good old Maurice. That was a good one. Jason Howell says, kind of around the corner, but we're going to you first because I want to know what you think. If you could go into the game and instantly fix one bug in the game, what would it be?
My first reaction is to fix First Order officers' underbite.
No.
But for real, they
no, good old Maurice. That's not what.
The question?
Oh my god! If you could fix one bug in the game instantly, what would it be? My goodness.
They need to make a decision and announce what they're going to do with Finn and C-3PO.
Oh, that's a good one.
They need to make a decision and inform us because it's very difficult. Especially all of us talking heads on the show. We try to give people advice and try to steer people in the right direction. It's awfully difficult to tell people to build certain things if you don't. I don't know if this mechanic's going to last. And the people without Revan, the people aren't going to get Revan the next time Revan comes. This Finn C-3PO Rebel hybrid team is great for Arena. You can climb with it, beat Revans with it. But I don't want to tell people to invest in a Zeta Finn if it's just going to get fixed. If they don't have like the supporting cast of Poe and Resistance Trooper and all the whole Resistance team, that's tough to try to steer people in the direction of if it's just going to not work.
Yeah.
So
that's a great point. It really is. Anybody else? There's a bug. If you could fix one thing, they'd say, "Go in there and you can fix this."
Basic.
Who?
Poe's basic.
Who's basic?
Yes, that has bugged me so much that they
okay.
don't have it fixed yet. I don't know if they ever will fix it, right? Because he's, he's not a popular enough character for people to care.
I just like them to fix the damn territory battle light side. Can we get Han Solo fixed, working in there? Possibly. It's only been forever.
I'd like them to fix the donation one, the one where you click on to donate. And then it tells you it's already been donated, and it locks up, and you have to restart the game.
Yes, that's happened to me during like raiding or something. So I never donate while raiding anymore because that has happened. That needs fixing.
I think they fixed that.
Nope.
I think one of the last patches. No. Oh.
No. They said they did, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk?
Because that's super annoying. Very true.
Oh, and just for fun, the 600 bug's back again, so that's nice. So let's try to get some of these issues resolved, CG. I think that's what we're going for here.
We need to do we need to type up some petitions or something?
No, yeah, we could. Let's make a list, check it twice. Let's see here.
Find out who's not even.
No, I see what you did there. I wasn't going to go with the Santa Claus angle, but Scissorman working through. Last question that we'll get to today. Uh, Perfect. It's a Jedi question, and it's from What Else 33. And it's Lady Dasher who's up, so wouldn't you know? What else 30? What a. Wait a minute. What else 73 question? Without Revan, but having every other Jedi, what are the two solid Jedi teams you can use for offense and or defense in territory wars?
Wow, I just want to pause for a moment. Every other Jedi.
Oh my god.
Props to you, sir. Props to you.
Damn it! What else 70 set me up here?
Oh god, that's a good. Only two though? Only two? That's hard to narrow it down. Oh man. Well, right off the bat, you got to start with your key leaders. Obviously, Bastila is going to be your next go-to strong leader that you can pretty much throw any Jedi with. And then you have a few choices for the second leader. GK, that's a popular one because of the GK Zaris combo. Then you also have Qui-Gon Jinn. His lead is still relevant. Especially they said it was for Grand Arena or Territory Wars?
Both.
Oh, well, yeah, there you go. I mean, either or. And then for the more niche stuff, you can do an OB lead and da. But anyways.
How dare you bring that up?
Bastila lead, that's definitely going to be your main one. So you want that one to be the stronger one. So Grandmaster Yoda would definitely go with that one just because they pair so well together. And then you can go, you have a couple options. You can go like a double tank variant if you're setting this on defense, because that'll make it more difficult for counters to deal with it. So you could go Kanan and Obi, for instance, or Kanan and General Kenobi and Obi. You need two tanks, or even just a character that has the tank tag, just for the sole purpose of filling that role of the initial bursts. So like someone like Mace that just has the tank tag, you just make him dirt slow, so he'll have that taunt for a little bit. And then another damage dealer would be best. So usually Ezra is the go-to, but I like putting either Jedi Knight Anakin or Ayla there because they have these extra like abilities in their kit, which again helps with whatever people are sending against it. So Ayla, you have the chance to stun whoever's attacking you, and her multi-hits are handy. Jedi Knight Anakin, he has his rage fits, and he can go crazy, and he has the buff immunity and heal immunity. So just the extra stuff. And that way you can have Ezra with your other squad, and he will be the main damage dealer for that one. So you need to think about splitting up your high damage dealers and your good support characters. So say you're going with the GK variant. You can do GK, Zaris, Ezra, Hermit Yoda, and then an optional for the fifth, like Jolie is great there. I mean, that would be nice and annoying. Again, you could switch it up too. You could put Jolie over with Bastila and just switch between the two. I mean, there's a lot of options that you can do with just two squads like that. I mean, it's honestly hard to narrow it down. Like, I've listed more than 10 just now. So it's just I'm assuming, like, if you're just talking out maxed out Jedi, all Zetas, those are probably the top ones right there that I gave you. Again, I feel like Jolie would be nice and annoying with the GK Zaris comp. Not only are you trying to take them down, but then you have the threat of the revive, but you still want a damage dealer there to make it threatening. Because unfortunately, GK Zaris is just so easily countered. That's where like having a fast Hermit Yoda is handy there. It help against, the common counter is Poe, for instance. They just expose them to death. So you just, I hope that gives you some ideas.
There you go.
I mean, I could go on forever about this.
Yes, you can. You be quiet, young lady. That's enough Jedi. I feel dirty. We did get one more question in. I'll throw this to you, Team Money, from Dojo Sun. Question: what's the lowest gear tier that it's acceptable to throw Zeta on Vandor Chewie?
Well, I waited until Gear 11 I just Zeta'd him, Mission, and Zalbar, and I waited until they were at their gear level because I was waiting for this TW for one. I didn't want to put resources into characters that I wasn't going to get to use right away in this territory wars. So that's where I was at with him. It's a really useful team at low gear. Gear 9 even, and I mean depending. I'm 3.8 million, and I was facing gear 9 prep teams, and you have to be careful. You can't just take junk gear 9 in versus them. It's that they hit way above their weight class, so you have to take in a proper team versus them. So if you're going to commit to that team, go ahead. If you're not going to use that for anything in the short term, then just hold on to your Zeta.
I like the info. All right, so that is all for Jedi Academy today. So we are going to allow these wonderful people that make up the Jedi Academy to pimp their stuff. Before I do, just as a reminder for our channel and theirs, but stop what you're doing on any video, whether you're watching this live or later on, give a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, not just to us, but to these other wonderful channels, and to help support these folks that come here on their own dime, on their own time to answer your questions to help you with the game. It really does help support them. If they have Patreons like we do or other stuff, maybe check that out as well. Help support the community and help support these guys. That being said, I'm going to let them pimp their stuff. Mike, now you're always on RSG and stuff, but I know you have your own channel. If you'd like to pimp it, go ahead, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah, I've got a channel. It's Mike Hunt SWGOH. Always remember to put the last bit in there. Otherwise, you get completely different content. And yeah, basically it's my account. It's me, my gaming, my mistakes, my gearing, and everything. I try and cover as many parts of the game as possible. I've got over 2,000 videos up there, so hopefully there's content that you're looking for is there. Please pop on by, have a look.
And maybe you get lucky and you get to hear swear your dancing daughter screaming and yelling, cussing. It's a glorious thing. Good old Maurice and T-Money. You guys got Operation Metaverse going. If you guys want to talk about that. And I know, good old Maurice, you got stuff going on with Ramon on Sunday nights. So,
indeed,
I'll let you guys take that away.
Well, Ramon's usually on the panel, or he comes on the panel a good bit. You guys know him, love him. Ramon Azab. We do a live show on Sunday nights, and we have, basically news. We do questions and answers. We fool around with any new characters, maybe some new team comps. We take suggestions from the chat sometimes on a lighter news week and run, people's teams and test them out in arena for them. So we do that Sunday evenings, Monday, early morning, depending on what part of the country or the world you're in. Usually around 12:30 a.m. Sunday, I guess Monday mornings. So right around the stroke of midnight Eastern time, we do the Alliance Live show. I'm also on Operation Metaverse with T-Money, and she can do that.
Go for it, T-Money.
And she can do that. Well, yes, good old Maurice and I have a channel called Operation Metaverse where we love PvP, so that's kind of what naturally falls out on our channel. We stream every Tuesday nights at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, and we make videos, and we also give workshops. We have Patreon workshops that we do. We have one coming up on how to mod specific team compilations we're going to pick some really tricky team comps to mod for arena and
the Jawas.
Yes, we'll probably focus
the
mostly on the
Jawas. Oh my god.
For raids and for PvP. So that's coming up probably third week of January.
T-Money, friends don't let friends mod Jawas.
Well, you guys had a question, like that was the first question we answered today.
We are not talking about Jawas, to be very, very clear. This is not what we're doing. What do we have on the list right now? Prep and Prep Night Sisters and JTR.
All right. Very nice. Yes, please check that out. Some really good stuff. Jedi Dash, it's been a while. Where can folks check you out at? I know you got your own channel and stuff. I mean, it's got Jedi stuff on there. I'm guessing, correct?
Correct. Just YouTube, Jedi Master at Astra. I just upload different Jedi related, usually Jedi and Arena is kind of the main thing. And then I have raid videos about the tank raid and the Sith raid. And just me just having fun using Jedi. Can't beat that. Otherwise, I just hang out on Discord and just fool around in the game. Yeah.
I have to turn you to the dark side with Revan there, Jedi Dasher. We're going to have to do this. All right, last but not least, my man, Suzuman Warrior. Brother, you got so much crap going on your channel, it's ridiculous. Tell the folks all about it.
You can find me at Warrior Presents or Warriors Roster Reviews. I'm still doing roster reviews. Back today, I'm doing a couple of them that should release this next week. And I now have a brand new alt that I started basically this week. So pretty excited about that.
You gotta check that out. That was the fun. That was the funnest shit to watch, dude. Like, oh, I got Chewbacca. I was cracking up watching you relive all this stuff, man. Because you're being so cheeky.
Surprisingly, you kind of need him early on. One, because you don't have any characters, and he makes for a decent tank. But two, he's a scoundrel. So, you gotta do something with someone. So it's like, this is what you got. So use what you got.
It was so good, man. I enjoyed that thoroughly. I mean, we're going back in and redoing all our video we did, but if you haven't checked out the stuff, get ready for the new pillar system. Check out that. So, as I said before, guys, check out all these channels. They got different stuff that they offer. It's really insightful. It's really informative. And show some love. Subscribe to these guys' channel. Give them the thumbs up. Same thing with us. And come back here every Saturday. We do the Jedi Academy from 10 a.m. to usually about this time, and we answer your questions. So show support for that and support these guys so we can continue doing more Jedi Academies. That's what it's all about. Tomorrow, I don't know if we're going to be doing the D&D campaign. Someone asked because Finn's out of town and stuff, so it's like, oh crap, I forgot about that. So, but But anyway, thank you guys for stopping by. Make sure you check out our Discord and all these guys' Discord as well. With that being said, thanks to the panel for being here and answering questions. And thank you guys for being in chat and sending in all your questions. With that being said, have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Enjoy yourselves, and we will holler at you later.